It's intermission time, folks, so hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right over to our refreshment center for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one roof. Enjoy breathtaking, mouth-watering goodies, everything from a snack to a delicious full meal. At our refreshment center, you'll find a large variety of goodies to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, or your sweet tooth. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Visit our refreshment center now. The show starts in 10 minutes. The show starts in 9 minutes. The show starts in 8 minutes. The show starts show starts. The show starts in 4 minutes. The show starts in 3 minutes. And now, on with the show. It's intermission time, folks, so hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right over to our refreshment center for the most extravagant array of refreshment goodies ever assembled under one...
I'm going to actually switch this over now to a live take. And, of course, my test turned that down a little bit. Alrighty. For those who actually are viewing us on here, I apologize for any technical difficulties you might see us actually manage out right now. We're still hammering a few things out. Dominic is still froze up. Matt, I think is running pretty well. Daniel, I can see pretty fine so far. But welcome to the viewers, as well as my little players right here. Welcome to the first episode of what I hope to be a long run, as soon as we can, hammer out the glitches, of the Star Wars West End Games variation D6 roleplay game. Pretty much official from the D6Holocron website. I'm hoping to actually run these games every other week, except for New Year's Eve, because I don't expect everybody to be in front of a computer screen. I want y'all to have fun. Hopefully I got enough to work with as a storyline to keep this going for a long time. I would love to introduce everybody in the interworld to everybody here, except I only have 2 people with audio going right now. Dominic is still having a problem. Figure if he tries using Firefox, I don't know if he's actually got the Firefox running right now. There it is. Because I know with Chrome, it was giving us a lot of problems with Chrome. So we'll see if we can actually get him in there. But other than that, I know Matt is a late arrival to everything. So why don't I have Matt? Why don't I have, what's that? Why don't I have hey Matt? Why don't you why don't I have you introduce yourself to the one person that can probably hear you right now. Oh, actually, no. I think Dominic can hear you as well. I'm actually going to turn the ambiance music down a little bit, though. But go ahead and introduce yourself to them as well as what you're playing, or let them know how much you want to let them know you're playing.
Hang on, I'm just pulling up the... Yeah, I'm Matthew. I'm new to Roll20, and this will actually be my first D6 game, too. Been trying to find a game for this for a while.
So was I. That's why I actually wanted to start this one.
Okay.
And what are you bringing into the party here? Or is there anything you wanted to let them in on?
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the little public spiel.
Oh, okay.
I'm playing a cautious first mate. Dev Polstra. And if the last name sounds familiar, it's because I stole it from the original Battlefront series. But yeah, I'm a native of Dantooine who joined the crew of the Space Cow around 5 years ago as a security officer in general hand. I don't hide the fact that I left home running from some kind of trouble, but I've always kept quiet about the specifics with everyone but the captain. And during my time with the crew, I've established myself as a trustworthy and reliable hand, able to fill most roles on the ship, at least somewhat adequately. And a voice of caution, looking to avoid attention and trouble whenever possible, but can be counted on to help bail anyone in the crew out of in a tight spot.
Hello, IT? Have you tried turning it off and on again?
So we got a little bit out of Matthew before we started having another one of the sets of issues. So let's actually introduce Daniel to the peanut gallery that's actually watching on stream.
All right, hey guys, Ranger, Howard, whoever else is out there. I'm Daniel, otherwise known as Horseman of War 101 on Twitch, and I will be playing Cora. She is a outlaw tech / slicer, I guess is kind of where I ended up going with her. And yeah, she's a mouthpiece, so I apologize to my fellow players if I get on their nerves by running my mouth.
Okay, now let's see. Do we have Dominic on audio again? Yes? Hoping? No Dominic on audio.
Hey, there he is.
Did you get it? Well, Brian's coming in, so hopefully... There's Brian!
Hey, what's up?
Go ahead and turn your mic up a little bit, Brian. And we were just going through a little bit of the introductions to what we're playing for the Peanut Gallery, which we actually do have some of. Half the time I'm apologizing for tech difficulties, but otherwise, everything's been going smoothly on that. Why don't you let the viewers, because we do have a few, know what you were, who you are, and what you're going to be running around with.
All right, well, I am Brian Bird. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a retired Air Force veteran, disabled on top of that. Why not throw that in there? Most recently, I have contributed to the Joe Ledger Companion, based on the Joe Ledger series of novels by Jonathan Mayberry. So go out and get it. I just got my copy the other day, and it's kind of surreal to see my name on the cover and my picture in the back with all the other authors who actually wrote.
Do we have anything from Brian? I'm
yeah,
not
I
getting
will
anything.
be playing, I believe
We do.
I don't think I'm playing our only Jedi, but I'm playing a female Twi'lek, Drazu Donita Cooney, who is a fortune teller. Probably can't really see a picture, but I will throw it up there just in case. There you go.
I'll have the pictures
She's
available
hiding
for
in plain
everything
sight by
soon.
using her fortune to tell fortune. So.
Okay, I'm still audible right now. No, I'm delayed a little bit, but that's okay. I'm good for right now.
I've got you.
Okay. Let's see if Dominic's up yet. Is Dominic up yet? No Dominic yet. Hopefully the Elder Scrolls that his brother is playing is not affecting with it. But let's see what everything goes here. Let me actually introduce part of the beginning of the storyline anyways. As we all nice and sing. Oh, before we actually get on with that one, I want it to be a slightly annoying. I want to wish everybody a happy Life Day coming up soon. With, you know, just a little holiday cheer because it is that time of year. See if I can move this over a little bit. There you go. And yeah, I do actually recognize Life Day over any other holiday because I love that terrible, terrible video that was put on, I believe, CBS. Now.
Hello, IT. Have you tried forcing an unexpected reboot?
So,
Yes.
why don't we just trudge along here? I'm not going to worry about too much of you guys moving tokens and stuff like that. It's kind of depending on really if you wanted to beat people up anyways. So, let me lay down everything for the storyline, and I'm just going to hope that Dominic gets in here sometime soon. The four of you are some of what remains of the crew of the Space Cow. Space Cow was actually primarily a grouping from all sorts of organizations, planets, races, doing just simple work, freighting, trading. Some of the people would actually drop off, do bounty hunting. In a lot of ways, it's Land of the Misfit Toys. They didn't really have anywhere else to go. Some people were on the run from things, but as long as everybody actually did their job, or at least found a use on the ship, they were accepted until, well, the ship got filled up. One day, on one of the nice little journeys, the ship got stopped for a random search and seizure by the Imperials. They confiscated anything that was illegal and did a little bit of searching and found a few people on their lists. Lists of people to detain, arrest, and throw in jail because they're on the run from something. The Imperials then took it upon themselves to look a little deeper into the rest of the crew of the ship. Over a period of time, they managed to find that almost everybody of the 140 people that were on this ship, 130 of them were wanted criminals of some sort, ranging from mass murder to jaywalking. And they were all shipped off to their relative incarcerations. The only people they did not keep are the four of the people that are actually playing this one, as well as maybe a few other stragglers that are also in the same tavern. And it is not from a lack of trying to find something on you guys. They kept you for at least 10 days, digging into everybody's past, trying to find a reason to hold on to you. After snagging over 120 of you guys, got up to 130, they were looking for a reason to actually just pride themselves on capturing it and finding a reason to incarcerate every last being on this ship. Just for bragging rights. They were not able to find anything on the four of you, be it the Nator, Devrin, or Dev, the Cora, and Drazil. Drazil? I can't remember how to pronounce that. You said it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, you get the Draz.
So, after the 10 days are up, they do have to admit to themselves they have to let you go. There's no reason to hold on to you guys. You find yourselves then let out with some or maybe most of the possessions you went in with. Stuff that they could not... Alright, cool. That's cool, Dominic. That's cool. Hang on one sec.
I want to say Roll20 is broken right now.
I want to say Roll20 is not going to be what we end up using.
I totally agree.
Yeah. I'm stuck here right now. But, yeah, I'm not going to end up using the Roll20.
Yeah, I'm using a Facebook Messenger for my other campaign.
The Facebook Messenger one? I got to figure something out here. Maybe use Discord and share a map of some sort, because I have to do a lot of the stuff cheap. I was looking at the
Yeah.
tabletop, virtual tabletops ideas, and it's expensive for me. So, hoping I can do that a little bit later. So, with the ones I have, and hopefully Matthew is able to hear me, which I think he is because I can hear him.
I can hear you fine.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. You all are let out with the minimal objects as you can actually have. Minimal being even a blaster. They do need to let you have a blaster because you went in with a blaster, but it's like a 4D blaster. It's cheap. It's one of the ones that were on the ship. Not even maybe necessarily the ones you went in with. But they weren't really that interested in keeping track of all your possessions. You find you're let out. Along with everything, you're only given like 50 credits and the equivalent of a bus ticket to an imperial planet of your choice when it becomes convenient. So, just like when you get out of prison.
Yeah, we get to ride steerage.
Yeah. Just like when you get out of prison. They give you a bus ticket so they can get you out of Dodge because they don't want to deal with you anymore. Right now, waiting for the so-called buses to actually show up, you do find yourselves in Uvo, I believe is the name of the prison planet asteroid world that was inevitably used. Uvo 4. Waiting for it. On this Imperial base, there is a tavern, cantina, tavern, bar, CD dive that some of them actually do frequent. They can't keep the Imperial soldiers from going into the bar every now and then. Within there are a few of the other people that were with that same crew, kind of spread out, including a grizzly bartender that does not look Imperial Standard, but he is serving Imperial Standard drinks, which means either watered down, useless, or not very alcoholic. He's doing his best, but his life is just complete terrible. And they're at the bar on opposite sides of that bar that goes around. There is also a very depressed looking, two very depressed looking stormtroopers. One in scout uniform and the other one in the standard stormtrooper uniform. Let me actually switch this back to this one just so I can at least show the people watching what it would actually look like normally ish, because you do have the stormtroopers there and they're not looking too good. Both of them are actually in part of their armor, both of them nursing their alcoholic beverages, the most alcoholic they can find. It's along the lines of something that would be like made from wormwood. I can't remember what the stuff is called, but it's a Chicago, lovely tradition of Malort. That was what it was called. It's terrible. The only thing you drink it for is to just get completely screwed up. They're holding their heads in their hands. They both have the look of, one of them has the look of, I had friends on that Death Star. The other one had a look of, I think those were the droids I was looking for. I know, too early in the timeline, because we are only 8 years out from that point. But but otherwise, you have a couple of freaks in there. You can say you already ordered drinks, but otherwise, I'm figuring, sitting around a table, and I'm letting them see it. I screwed up the map part, but you are sitting around a table with the four of you. I'm going to consider the Given still with you. Nator is still with you. I'm going to actually still include him. Sitting around the table, basically, in a sense, trying to figure out what you're going to do next.
Well,
So the Given's played by Fred, right?
that's a big token.
Or
On
is
that.
that
No, Given Nator was Dominic. Fred is a little bit later. Dominic was playing Nator. I'm just going to consider him still with you guys. He was playing a Given. Pretty much, if I remember correctly, you got 2 humans and 1 Twi'lek and 1 Given.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does any of you have any ideas what you plan to do or try to do?
Okay.
Or just going to nurse the drinks for right now?
Matt, what's your character's name?
Well, Matt, you got an idea?
Nurse the drinks at the moment. Devrin, or Dev for short.
Dev. Okay.
I'm guessing male.
Nurse the drinks and try and come up with an idea.
Okay.
Yeah, especially if we can't get back on the space cow.
No, Space Cow.
Is there anybody that is sitting alone, kind of down?
Down on their luck? You mean?
So I'm gonna.
Are you
Yeah. Someone's just like sitting by themselves. They're maybe they're just like halfway through a drink, or they're just a little forlorn about their future, things like that.
Pretty much everybody in this place is forlorn about their future. The most down and out would be the bartender who thinks the world is out to get him. There's a red-skinned female Twi'lek at the south end of the oval bar. You have some painted up human of sorts at one of the tables on his own. Well, hers, really hard to tell. You know it's human, but a little hard to tell on the his or hers side. You have what looks to be a decked out bounty hunter. On the bounty hunter though.
Oh yeah.
On the bounty hunter though, there's something wrong with the outfit she's wearing. Based on the fact that being a bounty hunter with extremely long dreadlocks, that's a hazard. You wouldn't want to be a bounty hunter with something you can yank onto.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what she looks like. And of course, the 2 stormtroopers.
Not too keen at being in the place of the.
She looks like she actually just dropped off because it is a prison planet. Let me get my tray real quick here. When?
I want to do.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking to get off this rock as soon
Some
as I
receptive
can.
telepathy on that bounty hunter.
You use the telepathy on it?
Where is anywhere better than here?
Yeah, every place is better than this dump. Using basically the receptive telepathy.
Mhm. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and do your sense roll on that one.
Trying to find out the. It's on the.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
Oh, for the viewers at home, I am actually
I
allowing
told a
them
12,
to roll their
so-
own dice. What was it again? What was it again, Brian? I missed
13. I
it.
forgot to add the extra one.
Oh, 13?
It's a 13.
13 does not really beat her perception roll. And I just rolled a standard on her, which is actually going to be... Which technically with this receptive telepathy, there's a difficulty, but I'm looking at her, her roll herself, and it is a 13 on her own.
Mm-hmm.
You get nothing from her, but
Hey, Andrew.
yeah,
Andrew, we don't have Brian's audio. Matt and I, neither one of us do.
you don't. I have Brian's.
Okay. My audio is showing good.
Yeah, you're sounding good. Matt was sounding good. Brian was just reloading right there.
Matt, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
He's
Gotcha. Good.
I'm going to move Peanut Gallery over here on my screen.
Yeah, Fred, get over there.
Yeah. I think it's starting to work a little bit better on this. Okie dokie. Well, Brighton's still loading up that one. If anybody wanted to check and kind of like see if they can perceive anything of the bounty hunter right there, because I think you guys were a little paranoid of that side, with good reason.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna do a perception check, check her out visually, see if I can see anything of interest, and that will be a 16.
16. I think it actually would definitely qualify for this one. The dreadlocks are kind of a giveaway. She's not really a bounty hunter. She looks like she's all decked out to look like one, but you kind of doubt she actually is a bounty hunter. Best way to describe it, she's going to a really wild party, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah, that...
Bounty hunter cosplayer?
Yeah, kind of, maybe. Just some... It looks like more like a costume than actually real bounty hunter stuff, really. So, yeah, no, she can't be real. So it's along the lines of, if you trust your instincts on that, she's safe. And I'm going to give Brian a few seconds here to do the audio before we introduce a separate character here. I don't want to do them. Which one of these?
So,
yeah.
I've been kind of lean over across the table towards Dev. Hey, Dev, you know, I'm thinking that bounty hunter isn't necessarily a bounty hunter over there. She's looking a little too costumey, if you get my drift. Did we lose Matt again?
I think we still got him, don't we? Matt, you're there, right?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. Give a better look.
Yeah, I can just be a little quiet sometimes.
No, I lost my audio on everybody.
No, he was.
I can't hear Daniel, actually.
You can't hear him?
No.
No, I can't. Give me a sec.
Okay.
But I don't know what it is. Just pull that thing there. I don't know. Fiddle about with it.
Decided to restart the computer. So is the
Yeah, go for it.
I want to communicate to that female Twi'lek if possible via the head tales, the secret language of the Twi'leks.
What are you trying to communicate to her?
Kind of the what? So what's the gist of this place? What's the lowdown? Does she look like a dancer or anything, or is she just a regular patron, or
Just a pretty much just
passerby?
Passerby down in her luck. She's ready to get out of there just as much as everybody else is.
Is she single?
Well, she doesn't. I'm going to add this on there. She doesn't have any metal bands on her lekos. I'm going to make that up. I don't remember how their marriage thing works. But you don't see any markings of marriage. Let's see. Yeah, you did make it too secret, so she did see the twitches and such like that.
Let
me see.
Yeah, she's gonna see it. Nobody else will understand what the hell's going on.
Well, she might not understand it. No. But I was just making sure that she could actually see it. Let me see here. Okay. One of the things to let you know, Brian, I don't know if you heard, because you were having the audio issue at the time. After you tried the telepathy, Daniel actually just used a perception check basically to kind of like take a look at her and that bounty hunter. It's obvious. Well, to his eyes, she's coming off as not a bounty hunter, but a woman on her way to a party, a really raucous party. So, and there comes Daniel back again. Yeah,
it's a costume.
It looks more costumey than armory, because especially with the dreadlocks, it really doesn't come off as I'm going to beat somebody up, because otherwise she would have her head ripped off with having those dreadlocks on. And where was the image? I put my cursor on the little saved file so that people can actually see her a little bit better. A little one that I found. So do I have Daniel back there? I do not. Yeah, anyway.
Well, I'm going to see if I perceive anyone paying any attention to us.
That's good.
Okay.
So 11, and the wild die is 5, so that's a total of 16.
Yep. Nobody's really paying too much attention to you guys. They're all pretty much appearing to be completely self-involved into their own dismay. Best way to describe it. I'm kind of hoping that Daniel comes in here in a few moments. I can actually bring in the peacock at this point. I still have Peanut. Yeah, I do still have Peanut.
Listen, I'm in big trouble. You know anything about computers?
in front of us.
That's kind of why I wanted to have this open here with the maps, though.
So, just for my knowledge, did that Twi'lek catch my message?
Oh yeah, she did.
Did she respond?
Pretty much nothing.
Just pretty much. Yeah.
This place is just basically the shithole on the way to something better. This is the waiting area. This is the depressing bar to wait for the next bus to get out of Dodge, really. And let me see.
Man, are we on the outer rim? What's the deal?
Uvo is... Where was Uvo?
I'm looking.
Uvo is in the outer rim, yeah.
How do you spell it?
Oovo. Uvo 4.
At a pad reading about Uvo. We got Uvo 4?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So there's nothing but criminals on here.
Exactly.
Guards versus the perps.
Mm-hmm. See here.
Legends.
It's along the lines of like where you're trying to get out of. And that's about it. Uh-oh, Matt's typing because his audio is not working, probably. Okay. He's going to let us go for a little while before he's going to try and see if he can figure out his stuff. So, let me see something. Let me try.
Oh, wow. Still here. I guess everybody's just...
Oops.
Because they know here in the Yuzhan War, Uvo's going to get destroyed. my far saying just kicked in and showed me all that information.
Exactly. Exactly.
Sorry, everyone.
Let me see here.
My character's about ready to it's empty. That's pretty much near the center of the cantina. And throw like something over and pull out the Sabak cards and be like, come on. Let's get some positive in this thing. Who wants their fortune told?
Hello.
Type deal.
Oh, we have the peanut gallery in there.
God damn it, it didn't join in until I clicked voice channels.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go.
Well, we don't... Yeah, it's the downside is we don't need him. We need Matt.
Well, you know. Fine.
Let's see.
Hello, IT? Yeah, you need to turn it on.
Alrighty. Let me actually get back to this now and try to get some of it done. See, I was actually when I was pondering this entire thing, I was worried that everybody was going to plow through storyline. I didn't realize that the tech was going to keep everybody from even attempting it. So,
well, we are on Uzo 4. It's a prison
Yes.
planet. I'm sure the tech is real crappy.
yeah.
Figures.
Uzo 4.
Yeah, Uzo 4.
Yeah, it's our connection to the Holonet.
Yeah.
Okay. While everybody's looking at it in some paranoia about a supposed bounty hunter and trying to see if there's anybody worth a dime in this place, and it looks like everybody is just miserable wastes of carbon at this point, basically, in this place, just waiting for their shift to start and or go back to their pathetic lives. In through the door, since I can get back to the storyline now, in through the door, the only thing I can actually describe him as is a peacock. The dandy who comes through the door with the overly long mustache, waxed to an inch of his life, with big old handlebar look, frills and lace coming out of the wrists from the jacket, frills and lace over his chest, to be in between parts of the jacket as well there. The slacks he's wearing are way too tight. Everything glowing, just radiating purple and pomp and money and no fashion sense whatsoever. Does actually come into the bar. There's no way you can miss him. The people who are turned away from him inevitably have to just turn and look at the guy. He does.
Force.
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's good. I was drinking anyways, too.
Is he human? You're human?
He is human, but with, of course, zero fashion sense, so maybe a little bit low on the whole. I think that would fall under perception.
All right, because I want to see if he seems to be a man of money and is just spending money on what he thinks looks good.
Go ahead. Either perception or I can't really see. I don't remember if there's any skills that would be discern money. So.
Got a.
What's that?
15.
15. Let me check something.
I got an 18.
Ooh. Let me check
Still
something.
trying to hide.
13.
Okay. He does actually for those who actually. Well, let me see. That was an 8. That's 11. Not 16. If it was above 16, I would automatically give that this is totally a costume. For those below, the 16, here's how it would actually radiate off of him. It's believable, but logic dictates there's no way this is real. Kind of like I can't remember the secondary barber in Sweeney Todd, how he was carrying himself. This man cannot be that pomp and circumstance and frilly. It's just not possible. And he looks, even though he might look legit, you can't buy it from his outfit. He comes down to the bar with the most miserable bartender on the universe. Orders his drink. You can't really hear him order the drink. But the look on the bartender's face is more along the lines of staring at him going, "Are you serious? You want what?" That goes on for about 10 seconds before the bartender resigns and begins pouring his drink. While the bartender's pouring the drink, this poof, if ever there was a word, does actually start looking around the bar, try to lean in on, making a comment to one of the stormtroopers, who ignores him, and just politely waits for his drink. Anything else you guys wanted to take a look at, see, hear, listen, do?
I Oh, Cora is right now starting to get concerned. We've got two people in here that she's pegged as wearing costumes, and I'm not digging it. This doesn't feel right, and I'm not even force sensitive.
No, it's just with this one especially, it's total common sense. This can't be real. So yeah. The drink, the bartender does actually finish the drink, pulling out what looks like a very tall glass with 4 colors in sequence going down the glass. Except for the given, who sees 5. I'm only saying that just because I feel like actually putting that 5th color in there. And he's not here to hear it, but it doesn't really matter. The dandy then still looks at the bartender, kind of staring as if he's waiting for something. At which the bartender just shakes his head. Politely, but shakes his head in a scowl. And he's still waiting for the bartender.
Hmm.
I'm going to lean in towards the middle of the table so I can try to get everybody in this little whisper here.
Mm-hmm.
Say, guys, I'm not digging this. There's something up, and it feels creffing wrong to me. And I'm thinking I'm going to be ready if something's about to go down.
Okay. I will magnify my senses
Mm-hmm.
to eavesdrop conversation of these costume individuals and try to piece some information together.
Okay. I can't remember the exact roll on that one. You should have it.
I know it's a sense roll. I just
You know what? Just go ahead and roll your sense on that one.
I'm not doing well.
For the Twitch, as you know, and as you can notice, if I don't remember it, I make it up. Did you get a roll there?
Yeah, I got a 10. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, cool. You do hear a little bit of it, but most of it is, in a sense, in general. Let me watch the Discord a little bit more because I hear a beeping. Oh, okay. What you can overhear mostly is the bartender going mm-mm, and the dandy going mm-hmm, as they silently argue over something. This actually takes they do actually stare each other down pretty hard until the bartender once again, after 45 seconds, finally resigns and pulls out a little paper umbrella and puts it onto the glass with a few fruits, little pieces of fruit. The dandy grins immensely, white, bright teeth showing. Passes his money, takes his drink. And then, after surveying the room, does start walking towards your table. I don't have a token for the dandy, though, to show the Twitch, because I was going to show you guys. He does actually start walking towards you guys, though.
Okay, I am going to casually and stealthily reach down and unclip my holster to make sure my blaster is accessible.
Okay. Anybody else going to do the paranoid move?
No, I take that back. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna casually pull that little vibroblade that I got out and kind of keep it on my lap under the table.
I'm gonna start shuffling my Sabak cards.
Okay.
I'm gonna prepare a gentleman as he approaches.
Okay.
Well, like to time it just as he's coming over to drop the 5th card and the 6th card, the past and the future.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull my cartomancy skill on him.
Okay. How about Matt? And well, that would be Matt. Actually, is the only other person that's on the Discord that can actually communicate right now. Any paranoid move you want to do? Nope. Okay. What was that? Okay. Oh, he's typing again. Nope. No hearing.
No, his mic's still muted. It's showing on mine anyway.
It's showing muted, yeah. Ah, he's pulling the actual cards out. That's what he was doing. Fred knows that noise very well because it's the noise I make on a regular basis at work. Okay. Let me just do this real quick here. Let me check something.
Side note, guys, if we really needed to get into this party, I got several items of clothing that we could easily be turned into costumes.
Okay.
For each of us.
And Matt does actually put his hand on his blaster, just in case. One of the things you do actually see when he's walking over to you is it really doesn't show that he's got any weapons on him at all. Maybe a data pad under his jacket, but doesn't really look like he's got a weapon at all. He does come to a stop at the table. And you hit the 5 and 6 card, you said, right?
Yeah, the past. Yeah, I did a reading, and as he's walking up, I wanted to throw out the past and the future just to see what came up.
Okay. You know what? Did your character have far-seeing?
Yes.
Because he does have a future and a past. Yeah. Go ahead and roll the far-seeing.
I got a control in a sense, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing. What's first on this?
With far-seeing, I believe it was control sense alter, actually. Let me pull it up on this side. And the Twitch people can actually see. Yeah, control, then sense, then alter. Yeah. Oh no! Wait, farsight. Wait, farsight is just control and sense. You don't have to worry about alter.
Right. And which one's rolled first? Control?
You can do control first.
Okay. The sense. All right, so I had to roll the 4 on control, which was amazing. The sense is a 9. I'm in an 8. I'm just, these dice are doing great for me. Rolling them on a note.
Well, that doesn't actually make the difficulty for the control, at least. Give me I'm going to consider that one would have been the past. Give me a roll for the future.
Okay. Oh. 5%.
5%?
Yeah.
What was the control?
5 as well.
Okay. Going by the fact that technically
5,
the difficulty on it actually would have ended up being very easy, modified by proximity. He's
right.
pretty much dead in front of you by the time he actually gets there.
Right.
The sense difficulty is very easy. Target changeable if whether he's not friendly or not. The man is super friendly right now. In like an obscene way. You didn't really get his past, but you do get his future. Not too
Okay.
far off in the future, maybe a few months into the future. Basing on a card and what you can actually glean out of it, in his future is something akin to giving away his fortune purposely.
So this is great. So, chance card I think sounds very well as the one that was pulled out for that.
Probably.
Wheel.
When he gets to you, he does actually try to introduce himself to the 4 people that seem to be just looking at him slightly defensive. He turns to the 4 of you, tries to actually look at each one of you in the eye individually, one by one, as he's going, "Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen. My name is Conrad Kor. Would you happen to be from that wonderful ship, the Space Cow?" "I did hear rumors."
Yeah, I guess we're from the Space Cow. Why do you want to know?
Is that the local term for the prison?
No, that was the ship that you guys were on.
No, I understand that.
Oh, that what your reply is? No, the ship. That is wonderful. I would beg for the opportunity to speak with all of you about a little, shall we say, offer, a job and sense. Would you be so kind as to let me sit with you for a few moments?
I look at Cora and just.
I'm keeping my other hand under the table on the hilt of my knife, just in case.
Just in case. Do you let him? But you do wave him over to go ahead and have a seat.
It depends if you want to lose your fortune now or in a few months, as the cards dictate.
Well, it is a very large fortune. But let me put it plainly. I have accidentally found myself in possession of a ship, but no crew. You seem to be something that would be akin to a crew without a ship. I just want to see if I can correct both sides of this.
So let me get this straight. You're looking for a crew for your ship?
Yes.
And how convenient that we just happen to be here.
It is wonderfully convenient.
Uh-huh.
See, otherwise, it's going to just sit there. I don't know what to do with it. I could sell it. I could ship it away. Okay, cool, Matt. I just need a crew to man it. And I would rather keep it in my possession at some point. Let me pull something up real quick. Actually, let me pull it up on the other screen so nobody can see it.
Oh, come on.
What? What happened?
I'm taking a second here. I gotta think of what Cora's gonna do. I have an idea, but I need to solidify it.
Okay. That's what I wanted to roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna concur with Daniel on that, with Cora on that one.
If you wish, I could step away. You could communicate with each other.
Yeah. Why don't you give us just 1 minute to talk things over here,
It
quick?
is not a problem at all. As I'm rolling my con here, I know. 11.
Okay. This guy's not talking core accent, and hey, I grew up close to the core. I know what a core accent sounds like. He's not what he's supposed to be. He's dressed, costume ball thing. And I'm thinking the other chick over at the bar might be tied in with him. This is a little too convenient.
We don't want to. They could be connected, but then we don't want to go down the road of connecting everybody that's coming in a costume to.
We're on a friggin' prison planet, and he's saying he's here to hire a crew.
Everybody's got an angle. Yeah.
They're on track.
First thoughts off them. I don't want to end up back in.
It's a messed up accent.
Back in the Scout.
Yeah, the cells are so charming and so comfortable. I'm looking forward to going back there.
Yeah, with the 5 other people you get shoved in there with. Yeah, let me do that then. Let me let's put some meat to our menu of options. Got a 13 there, Andrew, on receptive telepathy.
Okay. Let's see.
As I shuffle the cards back together.
Okay. Let me check.
I believe it's just an opposed perception roll or willpower, isn't it?
Yeah.
His back turn, yeah, he's like.
Oh yeah, you cut into it pretty well, actually.
Gosh.
You cut in pretty well. pretty much receptive telepathies. He's actually pretty up and up on trying to offer you guys a job, but very eager to give you the job. He's actually sitting there almost to himself going, please, 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 please. The voice.
Well, that means he's got some sort of plan.
The voice he's actually got in his head, which we all kind of do have, if you hear the voice, it would definitely not be the same accent.
Right.
But it's, I would say go a little bit higher to get more detail out of that. But yeah, definitely on the up and up. There's just still one of those lingering questions with you, even though his con could go through perfectly. You could botch your perception. You could hear him say in his head, "Oh, everything is perfectly believable." Just why is he faking some of this?
Right. Maybe it's part of his costume.
Yeah.
Cora, he's telling the truth about his ship. His eagerness is lingering. Seems pretty eager. Some unknown reason. Yeah. As you accent is Bantha Poodoo.
Okay. I'm a little on the torn side right now because Cora, yes, needs the money, but yet just getting out of the Hooskow after being involved with the crew that mostly all got shipped off to Kessel, probably. I'm kind of going, whoa. She's leery about hooking up with another job that could potentially be, I don't know, illegal.
Right. Well, we need to get off the planet. Well, the moon.
I tell you what, I'm going to go with my gut here. Miss Dreadlocks over at the bar, she is somehow involved in this too. So why don't you deal with him? I'm going to go stroll over to the bar to get another drink, and I'm going to hit it up with Miss Dreadlocks and see what I can find out.
Sounds good.
I think we got Matt on here. Let's see if he's got his mic unmuted. So you can let him in on the plan.
Well, I never even asked. Can he hear us?
I think he does hear us.
Yeah, he can. He's been typing in Discord what he wants in response to that, guys.
So, Dev, here's what we got. Cora's going to go up to the bar and strike it up with Miss Dreadlocks while she's getting a drink, quote unquote, you know. And I'm going to have my Twi'lek partner here try to see what she can get out of our strange fellow coming up and offering us a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you go ahead and take care of that portion of it as I step away for a quick second. Okay.
That sounds good. Okay. So yeah, Cora's gonna make her way up to the bar. She'll excuse herself as she walks by. What's his name? And go up.
He's no problem. He pretty much says, no problem. You guys still figuring it out. You work over to the woman at the bar there. Let me actually just put her back into my little thing here on the Twitch visibility. Yours was this one. You moved over to here. And she is actually just doctoring her little drink there. Mostly stirring it around, sipping from it every now and then. Kind of hunched over. And you say, or what do you do and say?
Well, approach the bar, get the bartender's attention, ask for another drink. And while he's fetching the drink, she'll kind of go, wonderful service and even better product around here, huh?
You clearly have never been anywhere. She takes a sip.
Oh, I've been a few places, but this is probably the armpit of the galaxy.
Yeah. It is. I hate it here. I want to leave.
What's your story? What are you doing here?
Waypoint. Just gotta get back home. Just waiting for my transport.
Well, where is home?
Heading back over to Corellia.
Out of character here.
Mm-hmm.
Are we more on the Corellian Run, or are we the Rima? Which is our closest major trade?
I don't think anything actually goes over to Uvo, to tell you the truth. It is way out of the way. It's where, let me see, it's like Outer Rim, basically. Corellian Run. Because the Corellian Run.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
Abrogato's at like the start point of the Rima, so I'm really familiar with that. But the Corellian Run, that's pretty much a straight shot into the core. Then for us, once we get on the run.
Yeah.
So back in character here.
Yeah.
So you say you're waiting for your transport?
Yeah. Just waiting. Every now and then they actually do have them come out, but they do not actually leave here often, being a prison moon. And then I got to deal with the Imperials for a while.
Gotcha.
Let's put that there. Okay. Go ahead and actually do me a favor and roll me a perception.
That will be an 11.
That's definitely higher than my 5. Everything she did, total BS. I did a better performance than she did.
Can you repeat that? You were cut out on a part of that.
That entire exchange thus far was totally BS. I rolled a 5 after taking the 1 and the high die out of my roll. The equivalent of saying that, I did a better job saying all the BS than she did. None of it is believable.
Okay.
And I'm terrible, so that was horrid.
If you're concerned about imperial entanglements, I might be able to say for a fee get you off of this rock without having to do the steerage component of travel.
That might work. How much would you charge?
I'm sure we could work something out.
Okay. most like, as long as it's before the bus ticket or whatever transport she actually ends up getting. As long as it's before that, I'll pay just to get off here quicker. That's
Okay.
perfectly fine.
Okay. Well, if the bartender is back with my drink, I'll give him the chits or whatever I need to, and head back over towards the table to see what we found out over there.
Okay.
All right. And I am back, so we can do that part.
Okay. And Brian, did you have Conrad come to you, or did you go to Conrad? Because you need the table anyway.
His name's Conrad?
Conrad Core.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to stretch my legs.
Okay.
So I will. I'm going to saunter up to him. And is there music playing?
Yeah. There is actually some music playing. They actually do have a jukebox there. You can tell that the bartender's mood is terrible because he's actually playing something reminiscent to old style punk.
Gotcha. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to saunter up to him.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out the fast talk.
The fast card?
Fast talk.
Oh, okay.
Because coming in here, that you're looking for a crew, looking like you are, is pretty much going to raise some questions. And I'm doing this as I'm moving around him and touching his shoulders and stuff like that.
Okay.
Questions that you're going to want answers to. You're broadcasting too much. You need to just relax.
Oh, I'm very relaxed. I'm very
and get to the point.
I'm very relaxed. This wonderful day. I got the ship. I just need a crew. It's very simple. And I hide nothing. You can actually tell his act is also failing because my rolls on that sucked balls too.
So I'm gonna talk a little more than make the roll.
Okay. But his
you haven't even told us what the ship is.
I want to show you.
What kind of mission we're going to be doing. You see, you lead with that stuff. You're not. I mean, if you want to be successful businessmen with this money that you have,
I'll put it
then these are the things that need to happen. So let's start from the beginning, and you just tell us. You just tell me, and I'll relay it to my friends exactly what you.
Okay. I would say.
Good, that's good.
I would like to show you ship before you agree. You don't have to actually
21.
agree. 21 to the to which skill?
Fast talk.
Fast talk. Okay. Yeah, he's getting a little bit yeah, he's actually getting pushed around verbally. I just wanted to show you ship before you agreed to everything. His performance on a lot of this stuff has been slipping big time. He's gone through 3 accents. Because his con and disguise rolls have been just as bad as the fake bounty hunter.
Right. I start leading him back to the table.
Okay.
And I grab an extra chair and I just drag it over to the table with us.
Okay. Just move these guys here.
I can see that it's slipping.
Oh yeah.
Just let it go. I'm Drazu, by the way. How are you? And then I sit down as I kind of push him into the chair next to me.
I haven't gotten that far yet. He does actually drop it completely. His accent, actually, his true accent, or at least what he's coming out with, is... Try it again, Matthew. not hearing it, but I do see that you're trying.
Yeah, I was volume all the way up too.
I think he probably needs to set in his settings push to talk. He needs to assign a key to push to talk.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do with mine anyway.
You can always download that app too.
Which app? Oh, the Discord app, you mean?
I think it's the one that's up at the top of the screen that's available.
Yeah.
It installed really quickly, and I jumped off of a browser in order to use the app.
And it does work better on the app.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Wait. Is Matthew talking? Matthew, I think Matthew is talking. We just can't hear it. Maybe it's not up loud enough.
And I have to tell you, we have to look a little bit intimidating with a Given hanging out with us. Too.
Yeah. Well, Givens are normally a bunch of math nerds for the most part. But he's not really intimidated by anybody, really. Even when you kind of break him down with the act. But he does resign to letting go of the accent and does respond with, and I was working with that accent, working on it for months. I still can't do it right. And he does actually sound a little more mid-rim with the accent. Not core or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, in a place like this, sticking with the truth
Yeah.
is going to go a long way.
Well, it is true. I have a ship. I want to have a crew for it. To be honest, if you're wondering what job to go along with it, that's actually up to you. You could fly legal freight all day long. You could invest yourself in some not so friendly traveling in freight. You could even go as far as joining some of my research people in my organization. I think the Given is the only one that might actually have the data for it. So, let me find the Given real quick here. Trying to find... Or does who else actually has a data pad right now that might have some information or a link?
I got a data pad.
I do too.
Okay. Would anybody like to say that they did a search for Conrad Core?
Still trying to like fast talk or keep that kind of up. So
Yeah. But any kind of searches on the Conrad Core, if you do it off to the side, or if Matthew would want to do that one on his side, or I can even say that the Given was doing that. I can't remember the name for that one. Can do a simple computer program repair or computer programming role with the datapad, pulling up the Conrad Core just on a standard Google search. He does exist. It is a legit name. It is a legit person who happens to own an obscene amount of companies and ships, freighters, all over the place. Focusing his CC Corp out of Nar Shaddaa. No one has an idea where his money is coming from, where it came from, and in some cases, where it's going.
Draz did all this?
What's that?
Draz is looking up the
I'm
info,
giving
or this is just...
I'm
given, I think.
I'm giving it a little bit because of technically Matthew could have done this, or Dominic could have done this with the given. And it's a simple.
Okay.
It's just a simple search on this. That's why I just did that. Really, nothing like you're not digging into his finances. It's obvious he's a true businessman with clearly some legitimate business at some point. It's on the market. No, it's not on the market. It's public. Nothing in the stock exchange.
Yeah, but anything coming off an smuggler's moon isn't going to be up and up legit all the time.
Possibly.
And it's a safe bet. Being Narshada, it's hut backed.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, I'm using a little meta there. Let me do a streetwise.
Okay.
Well, I got a 15 alone on the wild die.
Okay.
Hold on. That's a 30.
Nice. Yes. For the name, I would automatically give it. With Nar Shaddaa, yeah. If you're basing anything on Nar Shaddaa, you can run legal, but there's going to be something illegal on it. With a 30 streetwise, I'm going to automatically consider that your memory, along with everything. Conrad Core's company has not... It's never been suspect of being owned by the Hutts or controlled by the Hutts. He's worked with them, but he's never been basically at their bidding.
So if we got involved with this guy, we wouldn't have to necessarily worry about becoming indentured slaves to some fat, overgrown, slimy worm.
Pretty much. From your memory. How far everything goes, he says it's basically, if you pull it up, basically, it would be Conrad Core and it's CC Corp. But you do know also, he is only one of those C's. The other guy's name is not completely known, and he doesn't like to be known. Most people actually would say it's CC Corp because it's Conrad Corp, but a 30 on the streetwise, you know, this guy from Nar Shaddaa, yeah, he's got a partner.
Okay. I'm not comfortable with Miss Dreadlocks over here at the bar, but I'm gonna make my way back over to the table then.
Okay.
Especially if I look over and see that Draz and have him seated at the table now.
Yeah, I'm kind of actually envisioning him seated at the table, like straight out of like the Joker's right behind him, going, "All this talk's gonna get you hurt." Holding him down, literally. Kind of. Okay. He does actually go into it. All he would actually say, pretty much he does go over some of the stuff right then and there. He didn't want to automatically give you all the bits and pieces of what he's trying to do and what he's trying to offer until you actually saw the ship. It maybe took it for a test drive. Then you can say no, yes. In all honesty, I'll go back to his voice on this one. in all honesty, I'll tell you what. Take the ship. I can't fly 2 ships at once. Take the ship over to Nar Shaddaa for me, and I will buy your bus tickets from you for, we'll say, $250 a piece.
So basically, we fly the ship to Nar Shaddaa. Wait. He's got 2 ships here. What happened to the other crew?
Oh, that's... Well, here's the thing. Well, I got here on one. The other one was supposed to be a delivery. The person that bought the ship is now incarcerated. Now I got an extra ship. Because nobody else wanted to take care of it, so I bought the ship.
I'm just going to look across the table at everybody for a second here. And
the ship's clean.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Well, you want us to fly the ship. What's to say we don't take off and we just decide to keep the ship?
I trust ya. I mean, if you think about it, you're worried about... I mean, what worries do you have?
The player in me wants to say, you never look a gift GM in the mouth. The character, though, she's
trying to shove your paranoia in.
Yeah.
Tell you what. $400 a piece for the bus tickets.
Guys, I'm game. If you're game, let's go take a look at this
Nice.
the ship.
Well, for the second time, I'm going to ask you straight up.
Yep.
Because for all I know, you're daggling a bunch of candy in front of me when I'm supposed to take it, and then I get sucked into a puddle and taken away.
Yeah. Dangling the candy. If you take the candy, you have the candy. If I snatch the candy back, you still don't have candy that you already don't have.
Dev's asking what's the catch?
Oh, the catch? Well, you could be part of my organization, my company. Travel some freight. Pick up here, pick up there, drop off here. People, stuff. I get a portion of the net. Not the gross. I get a portion of the net. Sometimes you can move stuff for me. Sometimes you can do it on your own. I would just want a piece of the net.
Yeah, now that is the bottom line on all this, ain't it? The credits.
And out of game, obviously, yeah. Everything about this guy is too good to be true. He radiates too good to be true.
Yeah, well, like Cora said, she's game to go look at the ship at least.
Yeah. What could hurt if you just looked at the ship and what's offered? You could even inspect it.
worst comes to worst.
We're gonna need a few moments.
Okay. As in a cue to step away?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. He steps away back over to the bar to refill the drink. Because he's sucked down that weird concoction.
Well, I'm going to keep an eyeball on him as we're talking here.
Okay.
Okay, guys. I know some of us haven't been together for a while, and some of us have. But what's the big deal? We were working on a ship to begin with. We're basically getting the same thing, except this time we're the crew, and we don't necessarily have to worry about our captain and everybody else having warrant.
Oh, and I'm fine with that. My only concern, being a person of the nature that I am, when you ask someone, they're trying to give you twice, they don't give you an answer, and it's just around the subject, as in, what kind of ship is it? Say, he wants us to leave here to look at it and not describe anything up front other than, hey, I want a crew for this ship. You're the crew that I want. Look at the ship. Yeah, I need to know a little bit more than that before we step outside with this guy. Because who knows, that ship could be outside waiting with a whole bunch of other people. And I honestly do not want to do, 66. So
Yeah, I can see why she'd be paranoid. Yeah, that's a valid point.
I mean, yeah, but at least tell us what type of ship it is. Come on. I mean, are we going to be enough? I mean, because if there's 4 of us, and it's a ship that requires a crew of 10, okay, that's great. We can up our price. And the reading I got off of him, abilities as a fortune teller, he's going to part with some money here in the near future. Does he give it with us? Who knows? Is that money that he's parting with a loss incurred by us taking the ship? I couldn't discern that either. But I mean, I'm willing to let to let the force guide us, but I just need that one crucial piece of information first. What kind of ship is it? And he hasn't told us.
Sure. Well, I'm not worried. Obviously, you don't have a warrant. I don't have a warrant. Dev doesn't have a warrant. Gibbon doesn't. We're scot-free, so we don't have to worry about necessarily a setup. And I'm not in Dutch with any crime lords.
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
No.
Dev?
As
Mic check.
yeah, you got Dev. Okay. Is Matthew there still? Nice.
I think he just
he has to type. Okay.
Okay.
He's typing.
Just making sure. Trying to keep my mic muted for the crew here.
Mm. And maybe this dude just does have expendable income.
Well, the player in me also says, the GM has to throw some conveniences our way to get the story rolling before he really gets us in deep.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, I'm thinking he's a middleman. I mean, I know that he's putting up all this stuff and everything. I mean, he comes in here with this accent and then he drops it, grilled, and he's putting a sell on it. But I'm not concerned is, he may not even know what type of ship it is. I don't think he knows. He because he said that at the very beginning he said he accidentally came across the ship. That there's a trade done for the ship, and then he just outright bought it. But I don't think he's even seen it, because straight up asking him twice what kind of ship it is, he hasn't revealed that information. He didn't even say I don't know. It's just, let's go take a look at it. Let's go look at it. We might be providing some protection for him at this point in time. That's what I'm getting off of it. Like, come to me and just want to know about their future. I'm never part of making their future.
Well, that's where Cora stands. She's willing to go check it out.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst.
I'm with you.
Look at it.
I'm with you. It just seems a little shady, not to provide that info. But I'm with you.
Oh, okay, so what are you guys gonna do?
Devon, you ready to go?
Dev has to type. So.
Yeah, we're probably drawing some undue attention to ourselves.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's let him leave and tell us where it's at, and then we'll just hang out for a little bit, and then drink a couple more drinks or whatever, and then we'll follow.
Okay, that works. Also, during that, Cora's going to keep an eye on Miss Dreadlocks over there at the bar, too. She especially is looking for when Conrad leaves the bar. This is kind of all setting up here. When he leaves, after we say that we'll meet him there, I'm going to keep eyeballs on her to see how her actions are and everything. And then I might even drop back and become a tail for our group to see if she tails us, because I'm thinking she's tied up in this somehow.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, can anyone hear me right now?
Oh, yes. We got a Matt.
Hey, there he is.
Yay! Try that one more time just to make sure it wasn't a one-time fluke. I think it was a one-time fluke. Man.
Oh dear.
Okay. Well, while we...
No, I think... can you hear me again?
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, there you are.
Okay.
Yay, finally. Okay. Matt, did you want to actually put anything in for everything there?
Yeah, I'm going of the opinion. Let's check the ship out. I don't want to stay around here too much longer.
Okay. Oh, cranky grandbaby. Okay. Then let's actually try to get the ship at least. That's at least one of the areas I wanted to actually get to for today. So you guys tell him to go meet you at the ship. Basically, he can go ahead and he pretty much gets it that you want to have him go ahead of him when you explain it. So he does. He actually goes and works his way out to the ship, the docking bay itself that he was actually going to be at. After he's gone, and before you guys, the four of you actually do leave, the woman with the dreadlocks, the fake bounty hunter, does actually leave as well, heading towards the docking area, giving a good 5-10 minutes ahead behind Conrad.
I walk over to the bartender before we leave.
Uh-huh.
Hey, those two, that guy that was talking to us and that woman in the bounty hunter armor with the dreadlocks.
Uh-huh.
You know anything about them?
Nuh-uh.
Well, it's worth a try. I pay for the drinks and get ready to head out.
Okay. Now, you said all four of you at one time or separately?
Well, if she's already left, the one I'm worried about, I'll go with the group then.
Okay. I'm gonna say most likely you're gonna give a little bit of distance behind the fake bounty hunter. And you do actually go to the docks. In the docks, there's not much there because not much actually comes here and goes. The transport bus is not here yet. And there's only a couple of Imperial shuttles and such like that around in the docking area. Aside from Imperial vehicles, there are two ships. One would be lovingly considered a project piece. It's an old Epoch light freighter. It looks like it was put together using several Epoch light freighters. More along the lines of you have 5 broken ships and you're hoping to make 1 out of the 5. And unfortunately, you still have to get parts. There are a few pieces swinging from this ship that should be nailed down, at least. The other ship is a 3Z light freighter, also known as the Nova Drive 3Z. It's kind of, I would actually lovingly call, a ripoff of the YT series from Corellia. It is not Corellian, but it does actually have the similarities. All aesthetic, though, for the similarities. Let me actually, if you wanted to look at, well, you could pretty much, I can actually, let me give you the craft here. Let me write that one in there in the little chat window right there real quick of the two vehicles. The Nova Drive, on the other hand, the 3Z, in comparison to the Epoch class, that thing looks brand spanking new. If there is a new ship smell, it has it still coming off the thing. Both vehicles are still cold. They landed and they went cold, so they're not running right now. They're not keeping warm. And it looks, in comparison, this thing has never been, it looks like it's never been flown. Like as if it was carried over to this dock instead of flown to this dock at all. Conrad, is over by the ramp for the Nova Drive 3Z, with his arms out, waving and trying to motion you towards him, towards the Nova Drive.
Oh, I've got way too much player knowledge for this, I think.
That'll surprise you.
Maybe. Well, I'm gonna start walking towards Conrad then.
Yeah,
I follow.
as well.
Wonderful. He sits there at the bottom of it, basically just kind of waving you past, yelling, just like, thanks for coming. As promised, if you want to take a look, please feel free to go on and take a look. And he does flourish, kind of giving you a wavy, Vanna White move towards the ramp of the Nova Drive 3Z.
Brand new ship out here in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
step
gonna.
on hand on my blaster.
Still hand on the blaster still?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. He's ready to just wait for you guys to go in there and have fun in the ship. Take a look around. He still has
Cora
his...
would be more about going around and checking the outside of the ship.
He still has
I'll
his...
step
around
in.
underneath.
Conrad does still have his drink in his hand, too.
Did you pay for that?
I paid for everything.
I'm gonna walk up the ramp.
Okay.
The first spot I can as a chair that's kind of like off the main entry.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit in, and I want to attempt a post cognition.
Okay.
I'm going to take a walk around the inside of the ship and like an appraisal check to see, is this looking like it's really all put together and can fly, or is it all shiny new and not very functional?
Okay. Start with the exterior. I'm going to start with the exterior. I believe I had Daniel on the outside. I'm still trying to actually remember names, and I can't remember names for Jack. The exterior of it, not a scratch. It is literally a brand new ship. Go ahead and maybe roll a space transports repair roll to take a look and see if you can discern anything specific on that side. Same with
I like this wild dice. This wild dice is good. I got to remember to use it next time.
I got one just like that. Yeah. Let's see.
That is going to be a 20.
20.
I got a 12.
12. Pretty much as described, the exterior is just perfect. The windows are washed. There are laser cannons on the sides. It doesn't look like they've been fired at all. They're perfectly clean on the inside, as much as you can look, and without a ladder to get up there to it. There's no carbon on it at all. Every bit of it looks proper. I'm just going to put the stats in there. For the interior, same thing. Nothing out of place. For Brian, actually, the first thing you notice is the cushions don't feel like they've been used before. There's still that perfect, we're now just breaking in the foam kind of feel.
A little like it. So I'm going to take the 5 minutes I need to while they're doing all that stuff too.
Post cognition, that is seeing the future?
No, it's past.
The past. Okay.
It's moderate for seeing more than 2 hours.
Okay. Well,
for more than that.
I'm gonna check the Nava computer and see where this is gone and where it's been.
Okay.
And again, 12.
Okay.
I rolled an 11.
On the postcog, 11.
Yeah, moderate. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. For the 12 with the nav computer, pretty much doesn't show anything on there except for manufactured, in the nav computer for history and any kind of logs. It is wiped clean. It is brand new, and it has a brand new set of charts. For the postcog, I give it actually with a moderate. That gives you a week. Is that right? Up to a week.
Yeah.
It has been at Nar Shaddaa. It's been carried from
Like it was transported there.
Yeah, it was carried from the manufacturer to Nar Shaddaa to directly to Uvo 4. While it was on there in Nar Shaddaa, it had been kind of pretty much, there was a bunch of squibs running through it, cleaning it, working a few things, kind of modifying the space in the living areas to accompany taller beings, maybe shorter beings in some areas. Not too sure if you can tell if they were accommodating for taller or if they were accommodating for shorter. You'd have to kind of take a look at a proper brand new one to kind of compare. But you do see them actually messing with the height on that.
Okay, so they adjusted the height for taller or shorter beings depending on the cabin.
Right. You can tell that they actually adjusted that, but you're not too sure exactly for which. But
Okay.
as its history goes, yeah, manufactured, brought to Nar Shaddaa, then brought to Uvo.
But the squibs were on it at Nar Shaddaa, right?
The squibs were on it all over in Nar Shaddaa. The squibs were all over it. You had
Changing. Did it change the interior room size of rooms, like wider, just height wise?
Yeah, they were more concerned about height. And the squibs that were on there,
Computers or anything, or
so many squibs going through the thing. It's hard to tell how many.
gotcha.
There's a huge amount.
All right, I will make my way out of the ship, or whoever I run into. Like if Matt's still inside the ship.
Yeah, I am. I'll run into you on the way out because that's where I'm heading to.
Yeah, I will say. I will tell you.
Okay.
I think this was manufactured. It was transported to Nar Shaddaa, and then squibs overhauled this thing left and right, typically paying attention to the height of the rooms.
Yeah, I was just checking the nav computer. It's
And then
showing basically came here straight from manufacturer, basically.
Yeah, that's probably why there's nothing on it, because it was transported here. Figured you'd fly it out of the showroom. So yeah, but the squibs were all over it. They were paying attention to height.
Other than that,
digging them
cleaning it
and cleaning it and scrubbing it and stuff. So like too many to count. And then it was brought straight here to Uvo. Do we have comms here, personal comms at all?
I'm going to automatically say you at least have civilian comms.
Well, I'm gonna call and relay that to her.
Okay.
Okay.
This thing's on page 33 of the stock ships book, by the way.
I also put the the stats in the
Yeah,
chat
stats
for
are.
Discord. It's also on the Holocron. Let's keep this playing again. This actually would be the starport. There we go. Okay. Pretty much anybody actually comes down, so Conrad is going to look it up. Everybody looking up at Dev if you come out, Draz when you come out. Nator is already, I think, already out there. Well, that's the given. I can't really say what he was doing. But looking around at you guys and going, so what do you think?
Very shiny.
Can you handle her? Can you stomach the newness?
I guess there's only one way to find out.
Tell you what.
So, we in?
Remember, I offered $400 per bus ticket to buy those from you. All you would need to do is drive it over to Nar Shaddaa, where I have a docking pads all set up, way more room than I need that you can fit it in. Worst comes to worst, you bring it there, you got $400, 400 credits in your pockets, more than what pittance you would have actually been given, and I got my shit back home. Or you got a job.
Out of character.
Yeah.
Did I get a sense transported it here and why it was transported here?
Within with the precog or the postcog?
Yeah.
No. Aside from the squibs and moving it around, there's not really much. Nobody's really been touching it. To leave traces. In a sense, basically, it was literally part of, like he said, it was brought over for a buyer.
Sure.
And the buyer now in prison.
Reneged on buying it.
Yeah. And now he's got a ship.
All right. Yeah, I'll let that
I lean into you two and mutter, okay, I'm in.
I'm game.
All right.
A couple of the things to note on the ship as well. I probably should have gone in there. Obviously, there's no cargo on it. No lifters. But all the bunks are nice and tucked in. They're all, no turn down services come. And anywhere there would have been a med kit, anywhere there might have been a storage for breath masks, everything is stocked. The food is perfectly stocked. Normally, you don't actually get that until you buy it off a shipyard. And then they actually start, we'll give you a tank of gas now. It's kind of the same thing with car yards.
Is it stocked for a long journey or just regular use?
Regular use. It's actually got the consumables of 2 months, and it has 2 months worth of consumables. With that, even all the sundries that the crew would need. This one actually takes 2 crew and 8 passengers. There's enough sundries and food for 2 months for 10 people.
Well, that's
even nice toothbrushes.
All right, give us the keys.
All right, perfectly fine. Gives you the Star Wars equivalent of keys. I don't think that's ever been explained in any book.
Willing to bet there's like an access code or something.
Yeah,
usually access code, yeah.
Codes.
And he gives you a set of, as well as the access codes, he gives you a set of keys that kind of look like they're from an old Ford Mustang. One for the trunk, one for the door.
Nope.
Gives you kind of an idea of where the starport is, or the base is, or the starport on Nar Shaddaa that he actually owns.
How stocked is the armory?
As it happens, there is a small amount of stuff in the armory. Two blaster rifles and 2 heavy pistols. Both of them being the standard 5D damage for both of those, the heavy blasters and the rifles. They're not the Stormtrooper ones. You don't have to worry about that. But it doesn't really matter which.
Oh, so they have pretty good accuracy.
They're pretty good. Yeah, exactly. But it's the I can't remember if the DL-44 was actually out at this particular time frame, but it would be a 5D blaster. Doesn't really matter too much. Other than that, that's what's in the armory, and there's a small armory.
Right.
He gives you the codes and the keys and the information on where to find them. He bids you good journey.
What's our time frame on getting it back?
He's hoping to have it back at Nar Shaddaa within a couple days. The journey there, you'd have to check it out on the nav computer. Once he has everything, he trusts you, he shakes everybody's hands. He gives every one of you 400 credits individually in a credit chip, as well as then expects to get all those bus passes back from you, because that's part of the deal.
Okay.
He then
What
tears
is bus
them up.
pass?
The bus pass was basically just your transport pass, your free
Right.
transport pass, just to go wherever you need to go. I'm just calling it a bus pass. He then actually takes the bus passes and tears them up. Because what is he going to do with them? Bids you good journey, and he starts walking towards that hunk of garbage that was sitting off to the other side. The IPA class starfreight light freighter that looks like it had been put together using multiple ships, trying to make a ship out of it. I will automatically let you have the perception roll on this one. You do see the woman that had the dreadlocks in the cockpit of that ship.
I knew it.
She does not have her dreadlocks on anymore, because getting her headset over the dreadlocks is kind of annoying. So I will leave the story there, where you now have the ability to actually take off, unless you have something that you want to shove in real quick.
Is the name of the ship in the logs at all?
Nope. There's a serial number.
It's unnamed. It's brand new.
There is no name on this thing. It is all you have is a
It's
serial
not
number.
even registered yet. Oh man. Okay, so
We're gonna have to do that to fly it, aren't we?
No, this is a straight shot from here to Nar Shaddaa. We don't stop anywhere. No ports.
No.
Well, how do we introduce ourselves to docking control?
They basically
understand.
will. They technically, when it's manufactured, the serial number is considered enough for boss to fly it around, because they don't expect people to go to the manufacturing shop to pick them up every time.
I'm going to assume there might be some there's a serial number. There might be able to glint some name out of it, out of the arrangement of letters or whatever, or numbers. But
Or you can make one up. But it's basically just, an alphanumeric code for the transponder, as well as a serial number that will work for the flight control and
right.
air traffic control, whatever you want to call it. I forgot the correct word for that.
Yeah, the alphas sounded fine with me right now. But
Yeah.
Whoever wants to name it, that's cool. I'm just assuming that it.
Okay. But yeah, it's in a sense, it doesn't have it has an owner, but it doesn't have a name or a captain yet.
He's shown as the owner. So
Yeah. Everything's actually all basically the documentation is with the ship. It's on the ship as well as on the transponder. Everything is coming up as on the up and up.
yeah, we
Everything
got
is
to peel it
coming
off the side window. Gotcha.
up. Yeah. No, yeah, the sticker on the side window. It's still there.
I have the remnant of Arabic letters up there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the stupid decal residue.
Oh yeah, the decal residue. Alrighty. But I will definitely leave it there.
Roger that.
All right. Now we're not going to be able to do in 2 weeks would be what I would want to have it in the schedule, but in 2 weeks I believe is New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And I don't expect anybody to put time into the game when they could be out drinking.
Exactly.
I don't drink at
Or
all.
would people be free the Saturday before New Year's Eve?
Probably not. I got a whole bunch of family coming into town.
I have to keep this to a every 2 week thing on a solid schedule. So because of the fact we can't do it on New Year's Eve means the next time I'd be able to actually run one of these is actually going to be like the 14th of January. It's the downside of actually starting it today, basically, is the only downside. But I will be able to do it that day for the next
There's
episode.
Discord in between too, so
via
text. Okay, all right.
And I will definitely send out experience and all that stuff and make sure everybody's got all their stuff. And like I communicated before, just make sure that if you, I don't have to actually get character sheets, but I'm just going to write on the character sheets I have that you guys have 400 credits more than you started with.
450.
I'm not going to worry. I'm also not going to worry about the drinks in the bar because
Matt paid for them.
I forced you into the bar.
Yeah, that was me.
I paid for one of my drinks, to be honest.
I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to keep it as 50 because even if you guys, I was hoping you guys would actually be running the tab and then pay later, and I was going to have Conrad actually just throw some money on the counter. So not a big deal. He's got money to burn. Okay. Well, then I will we can actually communicate through the Discord, the Facebook, the Holocron, and figure for the next one as being I lost the January 14th, unfortunately, is the next game.
I think you said 14th.
Yeah, 14th. I will put that up in the announcements, the scheduling for Twitch, as well as within here. And I am going to definitely work on figuring out a better mapping system for all of us to actually view, as well as any kind of audio and such like that for the next time around. I'm hoping that all the technical difficulties didn't take away too much. I know it did, but hopefully not too much.
It didn't run me off, at least.
Okay, cool. And I'm hoping...
I think it's going to run us off because we all dedicated the time for it.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that I did enough in here to keep people interested for this, for you guys as well as anybody who viewed it. Keep interested to find out where this is all going and why Conrad is just so wrong.
Yeah, I've got some friends that they made it sound like they've had some success with Roll20. I'll see if I can talk to them and see is there something we're doing wrong or what.
Yeah, something we're doing wrong. If anything, I'm giving up on the audio within Roll20. But I would love to use the map so that we can actually see, show, and everything like that where everybody is.
Agreed.
Sounds
good.
Okay, I'm going to basically just tell the people on the interwebs right now because I'm about to end the stream. Thank you for actually viewing. I probably, 2 people, 3 people? I'll figure out the count later.
Yeah, we have like 3 steady viewers there.
Cool.
Even shooting Womprats was over here watching us.
Ooh, really? Nice. Thanks, guys.
Nice.
I do love the guys at Shooting Womp Rats. All right. Thank you for actually viewing. I'm hoping the next time around I'll have my tech a little bit more put together. But other than that, just remember you can actually see everything on the D6Holocron.com. I will be putting this up on YouTube at some point once I figure out how to do that as well, so you can watch it. I might edit some of the beginning parts because we kind of wasted a lot of burn time. But we'll figure that out. We'll see if I can actually get everybody's information on there as well. And, I forgot to ask I'm going to ask the crew a little bit after I stop the Twitch running right here. Hopefully everybody enjoyed my little intermission video that I had to use. And aside from that, I bid you good night and keep an eye out for Darth Mouse because he is absorbing everything. Night night.